Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to the pilot of a new series I'm calling 5-Minute Biopics, in which I cover an oversimplified version of a historical figure's life in 5 minutes or better. Timer starts now. March 25th, 1911. A factory fire at Triangle Shirtwaist in New York City claimed the lives of 146 workers, most of them women, in the state's deadliest workplace disaster till 9/11. Among one of the eyewitnesses of this event was Frances Perkins. From then on, she would become an advocate for workplace safety and workers' rights, eventually becoming Secretary of Labor under President Franklin Roosevelt. Frances Perkins, originally Fannie Corley Perkins, was born April 10, 1880 in Boston, the older of 2 siblings. Her family moved to Worcester, Massachusetts, that's apparently how it's pronounced, Worcester, shortly after her birth. Attracted by the growing market for paper goods, she was highly educated, attending Worcester Classical School and Mount Holyoke College, where she graduated with a bachelor's degree in chemistry and physics in 1902. In 1905, she changed her name to Frances when she converted to the Episcopalian Church. She worked at settlement houses in cities like Chicago before going back to pursue her education. In 1911, she was an eyewitness to the aforementioned Triangle Shirtwaist factory fire, New York's deadliest workplace disaster till the September 11th attacks, in which 146 workers, most of them women and girls, were killed. Most of the workers were foreigners and couldn't speak English and were forced to work in inhumane sweatshop conditions, paid only $15 a week despite working for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. The factory owners had kept the doors locked in order to prevent theft and unauthorized breaks. There was only one usable elevator, and the fire escape was too narrow for all the workers to escape, leaving most of the workers trapped inside to die. Many of them were burned alive or jumped to their deaths. The owners deliberately burned their factories before in order to collect fire insurance money and thusly refused to install things like sprinklers or other fire safety precautions, and the city government refused to do anything. This is a testament to how corrupt the city government and garment companies had become. From then on, Perkins became an advocate for workplace safety, becoming a member of the Committee on Safety, and at the request of former President Teddy Roosevelt, you know, the guy from Civilization 6, became the committee's executive secretary. Under Governor Al Smith, she was appointed to the New York Industrial Commission. In 1928, after Al Smith lost the presidential election to Herbert Hoover, who would totally live up to his promises of maintaining America's economic prosperity. Yup, the economy was doing absolutely great under Hoover. Absolutely great. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, you probably hadn't heard of him, became the governor of New York and appointed Perkins to the role of industrial commissioner, overseeing the state's labor department. In 1932, Governor Roosevelt won the presidential election against incumbent President Hoover. That economic policy just worked wonders. And after he was inaugurated in 1933, he appointed Perkins to the role of United States Secretary of Labor, the first woman to ever become a cabinet secretary. She became one of the architects of the New Deal, inspired by the incident at Triangle Shirtwaist some 22 years prior, which helped revitalize the American economy during the Depression. She served in Roosevelt's cabinet for the entirety of his unprecedented 12-year term and then served for 2 months under President Truman, resigning on June 30th, 1945. She then wrote a biography on President Roosevelt in 1946 and was appointed to the United States Civil Service Commission in 1947 under President Truman, serving until 1953. On May 14th, 1965, Perkins suffered a stroke and died in New York City at age 85. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.